Good morning. We are back in Sweden and we have been celebrating Midsummer 2 days ago, and yesterday it was Midsummer Day, and we started building again, catching up on where we left off. We've been gone for 3 weeks and now we're back for 5 weeks. We're here for the whole summer. So the plan is that right now Julian and I have 1 week to prepare for the summer vacation where Liam and Annette, Julian's mom, are coming to spend the holidays with us. And we have 1 week to prepare the bedrooms and the toilet and fridge and floors and just as much as we can so that we can stay here. Right now there's still an opening all the way around the house, there where we lifted the ceiling. The living room is still filled with insulation. So we have made a plan and it's gonna be a bit pressed for time. And we also just want to be here and enjoy. Have you seen this wonderful paradise? This is heaven. It's like a jungle. Ah, it's beautiful. I can't believe it. A lot of the mess is covered up by flowers. So it's even more beautiful and it just invites you to enjoy life. That's so amazing. And at the same time it's just wonderful to walk around and fix some things. I really had a nice time yesterday. I built kind of an outdoor kitchen. So nice because it was actually the first thing where I got to kind of decorate and do interior design outdoors. The plan now this week is to first we're gonna put up the roof, because then we can take down the scaffolding and then we can put up insulation on the outside of the house and wall boards so that we can make it a house again on the outside. Right now we are staying at our cottage, but in 1 week it's rented out for the whole summer to vacation guests. So we have chosen to stay here for 4 weeks and sleep here and live here for 4 weeks, even though it's not finished. We have been covering up this side of the house with a plastic cover for the rain because there's nothing there. There's no wall. We took that down, but now it's time to take it so we can make a roof. Hey! Obviously we have a lot to do in this week, but we're gonna do the best we can without stressing, and we'll just see where it ends up. We moved the door from the kitchen to the bathroom because we're gonna be 4 people living here in a week. I think we're gonna want a door for the bathroom. It doesn't really fit, but and right now Julian is preparing for putting up roof tiles, and that is a lot of work. We need to put boards down all the way this way and all the way the other way. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and already the sun is baking, so that's what makes it a little bit difficult as well, that it's so hot. So right now I'm gonna be digging again outside here to remove some of the soil from the wall, so to prepare the wall for being built up from the outside. The more soil I remove, the more air can get to the wood and the house, so that's really good. So, just like I did inside with the floor, I have gathered a little library of what I have found while digging. This time it was mostly metal parts, and I also found a brick and some roof tiles. This is my most precious find. Maybe it's parts from an old oven or something. The brick was probably for building the chimney, and the roof tiles, well, I'm removing this old plastic paint so that we can make a new even surface, and I'm realizing that we should have done this before we put floor on, because this is really hard, and if I step on it on the floor, it's gonna leave some marks on the new floor, so I'm just gonna have to be careful. So we're learning all the time about what's the smart thing to do, what's smart to do in which order. It always works out somehow, so this is gonna be fine. This is gonna take a while. Ooh. We found a diary or a logbook telling that the previous owner had planted, among other things, some roses. I believe that it's these. But I'm gonna have to dig here as well, so we can build a wall on the outside here. I really want to keep these. It's a history. They might have been here for many years, so I think I'm gonna have to dig them up and move them. Maybe I can plant them back here when we're finished building the wall. Okay, this one grew under the house, so I had to remove this board, and this is what I could get from it. We'll see if it can survive. If they're really old, maybe no matter what I do, they will come back. Finally, it is time to put up a new roof. We have been from the start focusing so much on tearing down the old and then putting up new subroof and the black stuff so that it doesn't rain in, but it doesn't look that good right now. It doesn't look like a cozy little cabin. So now it's finally time to put up the red tiles again. Maybe you can tell it.
So we have put on those to give it the subroof some air so it will ventilate, and then we put on these that will hold the roof. So yeah, and just a lot of them.
When we get the roof up, we can take this down, and then we can start building walls and closing these holes. So it's not just to be decorative that we're doing this now, it's also to do it in an order so that everything falls into place. The tomato plants are growing. Oh, it's just so wonderful. I could stay in this forever. If I plant my feet into the ground right now, I would blossom. Yeah. We found out that all of the roof tiles that we bought are missing holes. They don't have any holes in them, so we're gonna have to drill those ourselves in all of the roof tiles. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. So that's just a whole lot of extra work. So I guess our plan is not gonna be sticking. So that's kind of a bummer. And Julian, he put up almost all of the boards on the roof, ready to put the tiles on. And then before he finished the one side, he just tried to put some of the tiles on to see how it worked, and it did just not work. He just couldn't see himself out of how they should be put together. They just didn't really fit. So yeah, there have been lots of these situations, actually. And when it happens, it kind of, in the situation, it feels like, okay, maybe this is what is gonna end the renovation, because how are we gonna get from here? He gets so bummed out, and I get the feeling that, okay, we hit a wall, maybe we can't get from here, maybe this was it. But then just moments later, and sometimes the next day, or sometimes the next time that we come, we fix it and we move on to the next thing. It was the same with the floor in the bathroom, where he started laying it the last time we were here, and they just wouldn't be laid. And he got so frustrated. I wasn't here, but when I got here, it was just, this floor isn't gonna work. And the problem was that the insulation was too high, so the floor wouldn't, stick. But then we were in Denmark for 3 weeks, and we came here And yesterday I just had this whole new energy. And the first thing I did was just to get those insulation fluffy things up and just cut them and put them back in. And the floor was laid in no time. So for that situation, all we needed was some fresh energy. Because in the situation when you find out that you have done something completely wrong or something has to be done all over again, it's a bummer and it can take away all of the motivation. But with some fresh energy, you just fix it and you move on. So that was a fixable situation. But even in those situations where we do not see a solution, it's not just a bummer, it's unfixable, it seems. And then Julian fixes it. He finds a way. And maybe someone else would give up, but Julian just keeps going. He doesn't give up. And that tells me that there is always a way. And not just for Julian, not just for us. There is always a way for everyone, for everything. Do you get my point? It might not be the way that we think it's gonna be solved, or we think it's gonna end up, but there is always a way. Do you agree? Is there some situation where you stood there and just could not see a way out, and then moments later, days later, years later, you find yourself in the situation you dreamed of, or out of the situation you dreamed yourself out of? Life is just funny that way, and I know this sounds cheesy and philosophical, but it's just true, and that is what this project just keeps learning me again and again. There is always a way. It's not the same as anything is possible, because yeah, maybe we won't get the roof as we imagined, but I am certain that we will get a roof, and that's the most important thing. Maybe this is the end of this video. If so, just thank you so much and have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, whatever you are at right now. I wish you all the best and we send you all our love.